I would have loved to start my film about plastic with a helicopter flight over nothing but pure, untouched nature. Only there isn't any untouched nature left on Earth anymore. Once, there was no plastic on planet Earth. But then, in 1907, the Belgian chemist Leo Hendrik van Baekeland turned up. He developed Bakelite, the first completely synthetic product made from petroleum. After the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, and the Ice Age, we now have the Plastic Age. We are the children of the age of plastic. I've been surrounded by plastic since birth. I can clearly remember all the bright, lovely and colourful objects. I know exactly what plastic feels like, how it smells, and above all, how it tastes. In the 60s, my grandfather was managing director of the German Interplastic Works. He taught me to love plastic. And I loved to receive his wonderful gifts. Because of them, I was a hero in the neighborhood. My grandfather died when he was 61. I never got the chance to discuss plastic with him. That's why I want to meet John Taylor today, the president of Plastics Europe, the umbrella organization of the European plastics manufacturers. After 18 difficult months of trying to make contact, I finally got this appointment. John Taylor is not only the president of Plastics Europe, he is also the CEO of Borealis, one of the biggest plastics manufacturers in the world.
Grüß Gott. Mein Name ist Bote. Ich habe einen Termin mit John Taylor.
They're wonderful products, wonderful materials.
When I think of my childhood, I always think of plastics, but that's also because of, definitely because of my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
This was drawn by my grandfather,
mm-hmm.
and he pointed out the rise of the production. He pointed out that it's 5 million tons a year, and this was for him the proof that there's a big future in it.
Well, this has continued growing, and if you look at it today in Europe, there's something like about 60 million tons.
60 million
tons in Europe, and that's about 25% of the global numbers.
Plastik ist an sich ein Überbegriff jetzt für chemisch unheimliche Vielfalt an Substanzen, die auch auf sehr verschiedenartige Art und Weise hergestellt werden. Wenn man so will, es ist ein bisschen Lego für Erwachsene. Man nimmt kleine Bausteine und fügt sie zu Dingen zusammen, die nachher Funktionen, Eigenschaften haben, die sie vorher nicht hatten.
This is a high-pressure water pipe, but imagine if that was in concrete or metal or steel, it would be an awful lot heavier. There's a bottle here. Again, this is a lightweight material. If this was made of glass, it would be a lot heavier. And therefore, if you want to transport the plastic and move it, you need a lot more energy to take a heavier material. Also, if you drop it, it doesn't break. So there are many aspects where plastics touch into our daily lives.
use glass and go the hard way. A lot heavier.
Can you imagine life today without plastics? Take an example. Last year was the World Cup for football.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what it would have been like to have the World Cup without plastics?
Well, the ball is made out of leather.
The ball would be made out of leather.
Yeah, no?
It's today made out of plastics,
Okay.
very sophisticated plastics, so they can bend them around the corners more. The clothing
What about the clothing?
is also based on plastic materials, nylons, polyamides, polyesters.
course.
And what your grandfather started into is today a very vibrant industry, and it'll continue to be for many years to come.
From the Middle Ages down to modern times, the magic of chemistry has fascinated mankind. And to the boy of today, the subject is even more exciting. All around us are the products of modern chemistry. Window shades, draperies, upholstery, and furniture. Chemistry is responsible, too, for the gossamer-like threads of these new stockings. By a miracle of modern science, such commonplace things as coal, water, and air have been transformed into threads more elastic than silk, spun from filaments even finer than those of a spider's web, yet many times as strong.
Das Nylon entsteht an sich als sehr dünne Membran genau an der Grenze zwischen den beiden Flüssigkeiten. Und genau dort, wo die beiden zusammenkommen, entsteht dieser Kunststofffilm, den wir dann rausziehen. Plastikherstellung als solches, wie wir es jetzt hier gemacht haben, ist ungefährlich. Den Rauch, den wir gesehen haben, das waren leichte Dämpfe aus der Reaktionsmischung heraus, die aber an sich dramatischer aussehen, als sie wirklich sind für die Gesundheit. Und es ist so, dass für die Gesundheitsgefährdung jetzt Kunststoffe praktisch vernachlässigbar sind im unmittelbaren Kontakt, weil gesundheitsgefährdend ja grundsätzlich nur etwas ist, was sich löst.
Aren't plastics more of a burden than a solution to modern society?
Do you feel that?
This is the question.
This is the question
Your
that
assistant
some
gave,
people maybe be
exactly.
asking. I think one area where plastics do get a bad reputation is in terms of litter. You see plastic bags sitting around.
Yeah.
But who puts the plastics bag there?
Everyone.
We do, as society. So I think that we take a responsibility there, and we need to train people in society not just to throw bags away.
How are you going to do that?
I think that's a societal issue. I don't think we
It's
as a
not up to the
plastics
plastics
industry,
industry.
we will do our piece to try and get people to understand the benefit of recycling and working with people down the value chain, but that's something that society's got to look at.
Salut.
Salut,
Ça va?
ça va bien?
Il y a beaucoup de plastique, hein?
Oui, je ne comprends pas les gens.
Ah.
Partout, nous devons ramasser des ordures pour pouvoir
La
commencer
catastrophe.
avec la mise en scène.
Est-ce qu'il y a
C'était comme ça pour les films Gladiator, Star Wars, The Mummy et le Prince of
Est-ce qu'il y a
Persia.
un programme de gouvernement?
Mais non, le gouvernement n'a plus d'intérêt malheureusement.
There are so many studies linking plastic to human health hazards. Are you aware? Did you hear something about this? Or is this-
There certainly is some commentary, and there's some areas where, again, one has to sort of look very much at the safety of the chemicals that have been used and the after use. This is continuing improvement in terms of the technology. We live in a world that is highly regulated to make sure that we look for the safety of the materials that we're going to be using. The alternative, I think we've got to say, is that if we didn't have plastics, what health situations would we be in then?